love of cartoons, but moreover, I've always loved urban cartoons. Something about the city settings they have and the type of vibe they exude just really draws me in. And clearly, I'm not the only one. I mean, how many videos do you see about Mission Hill and MTV's Downtown? Clearly, it's a genre that people like. But there's one such cartoon that I feel doesn't get the attention it deserves. And that show is Canadian animation Untalkative Bunny. Now, there are several things that make this show unique, one of which is that it is Canadian, meaning that unlike shows like Downtown and Hey Arnold or whatever, it's not really based on a stereotypical American city like New York or Seattle or whatever, instead being based on a stereotypical Canadian city, which I don't really know what that would look like. Actually, you know what? Screw this video. Let's instead see how many Canadian cities I can name offhand. There's Hamilton, there's Toronto and Vancouver and Montreal and Quebec City, and Saskatoon, Edmonton and Winnipeg. Halifax is a city, right? Isn't that a city? Wait, hold up. I'm actually looking at the Wikipedia page right now, and according to that, it's actually based heavily on Ottawa, Ontario. The hell's in Ottawa? What was I talking about again? Oh yeah. Cartoons. The show deals with Bunny and its acquaintances and friends dealing with modern life in the big city. Well, modern by 2001 standards at least. Anyways, something else that makes the show unique is found in its title. Most of the main recurring characters are untalkative, meaning they don't talk. Fascinating, I know. But right now I can hear y'all asking, Jim, doesn't untalkative just mean silent, meaning the whole not talking thing? But I'm here to tell you, no, viewer, that is not what it means. To be silent doesn't just mean you're not talking, it means be practically invisible. You aren't heard in any way, even aside from just talking. Whereas Bunny and its friends, they are heard. They're there, right there in the animation. But in all seriousness, they can be heard without saying a word. They're not silent. Oh yeah, I should probably talk about the characters right about now. Bunny is a yellow bunny who lives in an apartment. He's the titular character of the show, hence the name of the show, and often finds himself in pretty surreal situations. There's his friend Squirrel, who is an orange squirrel, lives in the city park. Also has two kids. There's Emu, who's a blue emu, who has sort of serves as a kind of foil to Bunny. Has very kind of mean personality to him. Kind of leads to some funny antics sometimes. And a little less frequent is this purple beaver character who really likes ice hockey. All right. Oh, and there's also this.
Friendly! Woo! Hug! Hug! Woo! Hug! Hug?
Abomination. I think that's a good way to segue into the show's stories and whatnot. Most of the episodes involve comedic retellings of everyday city situations. Now, because I'm a terrible speaker and I don't want to subject y'all to my voice more than I already have to, I'll just list the scenarios on screen. Now, whether you're a man, woman, or a child, if you're a city dweller, or a city person, or whatever, chances are you've definitely experienced at least a few of these situations before in your life. I know I have. And that's one of the things that helps make this show so relatable, especially towards its target demographic, that being children aged, let's see here, 6 to 17 years old, according to the Wikipedia article. Needs additional citations for May 2013. That was the month of my 10th birthday. I remember my parents ordered a game truck for the day to celebrate, and I only wanted one because my friend had one for his 10th birthday, and I thought, damn, that was super cool. That was a good day. I bring that up for no real reason, but my child self likely would have loved this show growing up. I mean, I got tons of memories of just wandering downtown with my parents or for part of a field trip. And me being the quiet kid I was, I often wouldn't say anything most of the time. I just sort of take everything in, just wondering things in my mind, like what's that building for? What's that thing for? And actually, that's the other thing that makes this show so unique in my eyes. There's a very distinct sense of naivety and innocence that just surrounds the whole thing. Aesthetically, the designs of the characters are all very simplistic, and the colors are very saturated and bright. So the image really pops out at you when you first watch it. And as far as the writing goes, the way Bunny experiences things feels very, first time or sort of figuring things out when you watch the show. There's a very simplistic logical through line that a child, very well may experience in real life, despite the show being exaggerated. And there are several episodes, where children can look at that and say, yeah, I experienced that without it even having to be that exaggerated. For me, that's the episode Socks and Sandals, because my mom took me to a bunch of New Age shops when I was growing up. This innocent nature really helps the show stand out among its more cynical contemporaries like Downtown and Mission Hill and hell, even Hey Arnold. But it's that same innocence that also caused the show to be forgotten. Now, what I mean by that is that the show's innocent nature, on top of making the show very comedic, also makes it feel very surreal. And that's without getting into the outright surreal and cartoonish episodes, like the ones where Bunny goes to a squirrel hotel, or the one where he passes out and dreams of life in 1,000 years. And as we all know, when a kid's show feels surreal, we often tend to write it off as a sort of fever dream or a sort of that couldn't have been real type of memory. And that's exactly what happened with Untalkative Bunny. Even looking at comments under the upload of the theme song, you have people saying that they love the show as a kid and just randomly forgot about it or thought it was some kind of fever dream or something like that. Tragically, this has led to the show being forgotten to the point where no one talks about it, despite all the episodes being available for free on YouTube. And quite frankly, I think it's time that changed. So why not rectify that now? With the current wave of 2000s nostalgia taking place, it'd be a great time to start talking about this show again. Anyway, that's the end of the video.